Well, I got some mad mama drama here today. This mama wants to know, was she right to keep her child from her imprisoned father? It says here, I have a child who was just 2 years old when their father went to prison for a 5-year sentence. I never told my child about it because I wanted to protect them, which meant they never visited their father those entire years they were in prison. And now I'm wondering, was I wrong to keep this from my child and not let them visit their dad? Did I do the right thing, or did I rob them of important time that they could have spent together? Okay.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, maybe it depends upon what the situation is and what your, father, your baby daddy is like.
If you're in there for a while, you probably did something, pretty big to get you in there for that long, right?
5 years. It could have been anything.
That is a good question. Would you, let's say Panda got arrested and he had to go to prison and Rocco is so young, he's like, where's Dad at? Do you tell him? Would you bring him to visit?
I would. I'd be honest with him and I would bring him to see Panda. Mm-hmm. I think that you can't deny that father-son relationship, right? Like, even if he's in jail, he deserves to have quality time.
Yeah, I had seen one father that had, just done something dumb, was incarcerated, but, was really looking forward to the visits that he had with his son to say, just because I was incarcerated doesn't mean I still couldn't teach him some valuable lessons about life, and you may learn something from my experience. So I do feel like that connection's necessary, but I could also see that there are some fathers that are very dysfunctional, and unfortunately, you're not doing any good by having the kid be near that parent.
What if there was a situation where the husband was squirrely or the father was squirrely and you do go to prison, but it's kind of weird? Does that help out that situation, or would you rather just be honest and say, Dad went away for a while because he did this, and when he gets out, you'll get to see him?
Yeah, I think it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. If he's a bad guy and you feel like bringing your son around him would be a bad influence, maybe I wouldn't do it.
I think it really just depends upon what the situation is. And look, in prison, a lot of things are determined based on good behavior. I would say that the right to see their child is also based on good behavior.
Yeah, too. And I think it also possibly could be a learning experience where you go teaching your kid about how to take responsibility when you're wrong, redeeming yourself, and changing your life. I mean, you could teach that as well.
Okay. Some people are debating whether or not the charge matters. What did they do to wind up in prison? Does that have any effect on whether or not you would allow your kid to see the parent?
Yeah. Is it a violent crime?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. So interesting thoughts on that, but I think I would lean to, yes, having visitation and letting them have that relationship, because those are very valuable years. And, I think a big part of your life is setting an example. Just because you wind up in prison or in jail doesn't mean that the next chapter in your life can't be one of complete success, and your setback, in a sense, sets up your future, and you have a great lesson that you can teach your kid.
Yeah, depending on the father and how he is, it actually could be a great thing as far as teaching the son.
Yeah, so I would lean on that. Now, I hate that, where you are now, I wouldn't even dwell on it because it's already gone. What are you going to do? You're going to stew about what you didn't do? You can't do anything about that.
You're
now.
right.
So I would just, let it go. It really doesn't matter. But if you're looking forward and you're just now starting this journey and making that decision, probably and most likely I would give the father some visitation on that.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.